I slip all day. I gotta get used to this. Like, it's really bad. Um, I'm working. I'm back. I'm glad I'm back to work, but my body's so not used to it that I'm not getting up like in the morning like I'm supposed to. Like I get up, I take my medicine, my motor medications, but then I go right back to sleep. And the next thing I know, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon again. Something has to give. All right, so I'm gonna head to the store get something to eat. I'm definitely hungry. And crap, it's freaking raining. And the umbrella's in the car. All right, hold on. I have to hurry up and lose some weight. Um, it's just raining, so I ran down here to the car, and it just felt so funny running. Like I'm not like super. I'm not tired, not out of breath. It just felt weird. Like I felt everything moving. Like I felt a little jiggly. But yeah, I need to get into the gym. March cannot come soon enough. My doctor had said that, after, being 6 months out from surgery, I'll be able to go to the gym, and that shit can't come soon enough. I need to get into the gym and not necessarily lose weight, just tighten this all up, because like the jiggly that's not what it is. Plus, I don't like how I look in like my clothes either anymore. Like I'm trying to get used to it, but I'm not really feeling it. Okay, but I also got a phone call, so like a little bit of time has passed since the last clip. Um, so that phone call has inspired me to do a story time for today. So when I get back in the house after I finish eating, we're gonna do some story time. Now, typically I do story time on Saturday, but that phone call, like in this story, like it can't wait till Saturday. So I'll probably maybe do another story time on Saturday. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Anyway, okay. So basically, what I want to tell you guys about is the time I almost got into a car accident. So it takes place in August 2013. So 3 years ago. My friend Kaisha, her mom was having a 50th birthday party. Actually, a Fab 50th birthday party. And she went. They went all out. Like they rented like a banquet hall in a hotel, catered. They had like a black and white formal dress theme. It was really nice. It was really nice. And the party went fine without it. It went great without a hitch. And I got there. I want to say the party started at 7 and I got there like 8. Yes, I'm late to everything. Even I don't know if that was the right time, but I know I was late. But the party was great, and we were having fun, and taking lots of pictures and dancing, and the whole shebang. So Kaisha's mom had got tons of presents for her birthday, and they needed help bringing the stuff back. So I was like, well, not for nothing, like I don't have anywhere to be right now. I'll help you guys bring some stuff. You can use my car, and I'll help you guys bring some of the stuff. I have an empty trunk and an empty back seat. It's just me in the car. So let's fill it up, and I'll help you guys bring it back to the house. Now the party was in Rockville Center, Long Island, and at the time, this is before they moved. They lived in Hempstead, Long Island, which isn't that far. It's like maybe 15 minutes away, 15, 20 minutes from there. So, we're driving, and, me and Kashi gets in the car with me, and we go over to the house, and, help them unload and everything. I hang out with them for like another, like, hour or so, and by this point in time, it's going on 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, okay, guys, I said, I'm gonna cut it short. I gotta, get home, because I have to go to dialysis, in like 2 hours. So I want to go home, get out my clothes, and, get ready for treatment. I said, because my van will be coming to pick me up. So just like the 20 billionth time before, I, pulled off their block. I made the left onto Baldwin Road. I went down like maybe 2 or 3 lights, got on the Southern State Parkway to head back to Queens. So I'm on the Parkway. And at that point in time, I used to drive in the far left lane, which is like, the fast lane or the passing lane or whatever. So I'm doing like 60, 65, And, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so there's no one out. So I get around to exit 15, which is like maybe like 2 or 3 exits before you get to Queens. Well, the border of Queens at least. And I'm noticing in the distance, I'm like, oh, that car's taillights are out. Like, like the red, the red cover on their taillights is off. So I'm like, okay, cool, no problem, whatever. So I'm driving, and the lights are getting closer and brighter. So mind you, I'm doing 65, so I'm moving, like, and like I said, there's no one out. And then I'm like, those look like headlights. So now I'm thinking they're on the what is that? The eastbound lanes, going back into Long Island, because the median is kind of low. So I'm like, okay, something's not right. So something just says to get out of that lane. And I get out the lane, and like 10 seconds later, a truck comes flying past me, which was those headlights. And the car that was behind me, it was maybe like a 2 or 3 car lengths behind me. All of a sudden, he swerved out the way, and got right behind me. So I immediately pick up my phone and I call 911. And I get through, and I'm telling them, like, oh my God, there's a wrong way driver on the Southern State Parkway, just past exit 15, heading eastbound in the westbound lanes. So this, the dispatcher is taking all my information, and she's putting me through to the state trooper, and now I'm repeating the same thing again. It must have took it took like several. It didn't take long, but it seemed like it took forever for the transfer to occur. So I told them what was going on, and I told them what I seen and where they were, and I was so shaken up, but I continued home and got home. Maybe I think like the Tuesday or the Wednesday. After that, I get a call from the Nassau County DA, and I'm like looking at the phone, like, well, how'd you get my number? They said, well, your call came through. Your call was one of several calls that came through, for a wrong way driver on the Southern State Parkway. Honestly, at this point, I had almost forgotten about it, and so I was like, oh yeah, I remember making that call. They was like, well, can you come in and do an interview? So I'm like, sure, no problem. So basically, I get there, and I do this whole like interview thing. I give a statement. Then later on, they want to, basically later on, I had to do make a grand jury statement. So I had to like sit in front of a grand jury and make a statement. And I'm not big on public speaking, so that was like, whatever. So to my knowledge, that was going to be the end of it. Well, the guy, okay, I skipped the whole thing. So basically, he crashed his car into another car. No one died. Everybody's okay, but they were hurt severely. So basically, they were pressing charges and everything, and I had to get my grand jury statement. So I thought I was under the impression. Actually, we were all under the impression that was going to be it, because he was dead to rights, drunk, and guilty. Well, he decides that he wants to fight it. So now we're talking about this happened in August. We're talking about maybe like October now, where he's like he decides he wants to fight it. So now my grand jury testimony has it's gonna be submitted to evidence, and then they have to go to trial. So the DA calls me, he's like, yeah, we're gonna have to go to trial, and you're gonna have to testify. And I was like, I really don't want to testify. I was like, can't that statement just hold up? He said, it's better because being that you are a potential victim, that it's better that if you do it in person. So I'm like, you know what, the right thing to do is to testify. So a year goes by. It's now 2015. I haven't heard anything. Also, I had got a new phone number and everything. So I'm like, okay, like, and I'm not even thinking about this whole thing. Like, life has gone on, and I've forgotten about it. So I get a call last year in August, almost like another year, 2 years to the date. And there's like, okay, we're going to trial, and we're going to go to trial, and we're going to need you to testify. So I'm like, okay, I knew this. Like, I had said to him, I really thought the case was over. I thought that he had changed his mind and took a guilty plea, and that was the end of it. So That wasn't the case. So I explained to the DA, I said, well, listen, I said, there's a strong possibility that I might be having a kidney transplant. And, which you guys know I've had a kidney transplant. So he's like, okay, so, well, I'll keep you abreast. I'll, find out what's going on. He said, if anything, we'll use your grand jury testimony. She said, but it's better if you come in. I said, well, if I can come, I'll come. But if I had the transplant, then I don't know what to do. So long story short, I'm here. I hear from him today, and actually I heard from him last week. And I updated him what's going on, that I since had the transplant, and that I'm doing great and everything. He's like, well, we're gonna probably go to trial the week of March 7th. He calls me back today, and the guy, somehow they postpone it or whatever. Basically, the trial's not happening until like April sometime. So here I am, 3 years later, still dealing with that. But that night was super scary because, like, I don't have anything to like really show. Okay, I'll do this. Okay. So let's say this is my car right here, right? This is him. I get over to the next lane here pretty much as he's passing me by. Like literally seconds pass between me getting out of that lane and him almost hitting me, like him passing me. And I'm telling you, that was like the scariest moment of my life because, back then I had a Volkswagen Jetta, which is a much bigger car than what I have now, but it's still a much smaller car compared to the SUV he had. Like, had he hit me head on, I'd probably be dead right now. But I just wanted to share that story with you guys. It had really no big thing with this with the vlog, but I guess it does. Basically, if you're ever in a situation where you're faced with sending someone to jail or not snitching or whatever, I say send them to jail, especially if they deserve it. Like because not for nothing, like I said, the people whose car he hit, they didn't die, but they could have died. Hell, I could have died if I wasn't being reactive. If I wasn't thinking it through my head, like I could have been dead. We wouldn't have been having this whole conversation at all. The guy behind me, like he got out of the way just in the nick of time. Like he could, they could have been dead. So it's just crazy. Like a guy goes out, being irresponsible, drinking and driving, and ends up on the wrong side of the highway, like, and ends up crashing into somebody. That's ridiculous. But I guess it's like another one of my things where if you can do something amazing to help somebody else, you should definitely do it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to, chalk up my fear of public speaking, and basically I'm gonna, go do what I need to do. Now, you're probably thinking, well, how are you afraid to speak in public, but yet you're recording a vlog every day? Honestly, for the most part, to me, it doesn't seem like, they seem like two different parallels. Like I feel like when I'm talking to the camera, I'm really talking to you guys. Like, I feel like, in my head, like, we have, like, a connection and, like, a rapport. So it's easier to talk here than to talk to, a room full of strangers. I don't know, I guess it's psychics or whatever. But, yeah, that's what I want to share with you guys for today. As always, guys, I want you to be the most amazing version of yourself possible. And thank you for this edition of Storytime.